I'm Charles Whitbourn from a company called Ability Engineering. We make plastic containers, mainly for the food industry, but sometimes for the hardware industry. I'm not good on dates, but it's about 2 years, and it seems like 2 years. And when I first contacted Peter, I was really struggling. I'd just had a very big setback in the business, having had to reduce my turnover by 50% because certain projects in the business hadn't worked out like I hoped they would, and wasn't able to fulfill the customers' requirements, manufacturing the containers when they wanted them. Peter taught me through the program. I've attended the Growth Club meetings and he's come to see me. I've met up with him. At every stage he's encouraged me just to keep going, and we've turned the thing around, I think, 180 degrees. The core concept I always believed in, but the practical implementation of it was so difficult that some of these mistakes I've made almost threw me completely, but we've kept going and we're seeing some seriously good results, and I'm really pleased. My summary of a coach is someone that tells you to do something that you ought to be doing anyway. Sometimes I knew I ought to be doing it. Sometimes, like we've often been taught, it's a blinding flash of the obvious. Well, it's obvious to do that, but I haven't been doing it. So he just tells you to do it, and he tells you to do it, he tells you to do it, and eventually you start doing it, and then you realise, yes, that's a good idea. I want my business to progress finally to the point where it's, again, to use an action coach slogan, I suppose you call it, that a business in action coach terms is one that runs without the owner, and I'd like to get there. At the moment it runs completely with me still, but there's lots of steps to be taken, but I'd like to continue to work for and with Action Coach until we get to that position, which I anticipate will be for a few years yet. I would say that everyone needs a coach. It's not a concept that's particularly widely understood, I would say, except in the sporting arena, where the idea of a coach is well known. But in business, so many businesses are just run by the owner, and he or she thinks they know best. But a coach always helps you just to take a different view, different angle on it, and the investment is very well worth it. And if someone was to ask me whether Action Coach, in particular whether Peter Rolliston was a good coach, I would say unequivocally yes. He's not perfect, and I don't think he would claim to be perfect, but he's always there when I want him, when I need him, and some of the ideas he's come up with are just brilliant. Not necessarily particularly genius, you might say, in themselves, but just the right bit of advice at the right time.